Welcome back to my channel. I have not done one of these videos in so long, but I figured that it was time to do a little Q&A video and answer your guys' questions. So I grabbed my tea and I'm super cozy and comfy and I'm just ready to hang out and chat with you guys. You guys sent me a bunch of questions on Instagram, so I'm just gonna be reading them off my phone here and answering them one by one. Alright, the first question says, what mic and setup do you use for your covers? And I have several different mics that I use, but the main one is this one right here that I'm speaking into. So this mic is the Shure SM7B and it's hooked up to a Focusrite Scarlett audio interface system. So I will link it down in the description below if you'd like to check it out, and I highly recommend it. It's really good quality and I use it to record most of my songs, and especially any songs that go on like Spotify and iTunes, so it kind of gives it a more professional sound to it. But when I'm not using this mic, I use an Audio-Technica cardioid condenser mic or a Zoom H1. The next question says, has being in lockdown inspired you to write any new songs? Yes, it definitely has. Speaking of which, I actually have a new song coming out pretty soon here. It's going to be out on the 27th, and it's an original Christmas song that I wrote. And it's just called The Christmas Song. Very original, I know, very creative. Took me so much time to think of that name, but that'll be coming out on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon Music and all the other digital stores on the 27th, so be on the lookout for it. Ooh, this is a really good question. What is your advice to keep a good relationship with God? Oh man, okay. I would say, like any relationship, you need to invest your time into it, right? In order to make it work. Relationships are all about communication. So for me personally, I find that if I am spending time in God's Word daily and I make that my number one priority, so the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning is I make breakfast and I read the Bible. I also like to add in a devotional book here and there. Like lately I've been reading one that's by Max Lucado. He's an amazing Christian author that I highly recommend, and so many of his books are just incredible. So definitely recommend any of those just to help kind of strengthen your relationship with God. And apart from that, I think there's so many different ways that you can strengthen your relationship with God. I think, listening to worship music, like I love Lauren Daigle and Hillsong United and just so many others that I could list off. And surround yourself with like-minded people. I think that's also a big thing. Like most of my friends are people that I met at my church, and we all just kind of share the same values and morals and beliefs, and that has played a huge role in just kind of helping me to stay solid spiritually. So hopefully those tips help you. And also this is kind of an obvious one and kind of a given, but I'll say it anyways. Pray daily and pray continually. What is the most important thing to you in a relationship? That's a really good question. I think the most important thing for me personally is that God is at the center of the relationship, and that whoever I'm dating, that he's a man of God, that he has the ability to lead and the ability to lead me spiritually, and that my relationship with God is becoming closer as a result of our relationship. I think that basically answers your question, but essentially if he can't lead me spiritually and if he can't lead in the relationship, I don't want it. What inspires you to do what you do? I think just the need to create. I have to create. Whether that's painting or writing music or creating a video, I have to create. What's the most difficult thing about being sick? That's a really hard question, because I could go into like the physical symptoms that I experience from my chronic illness and my injury, and like those are tough, but I don't know if that's the hardest thing necessarily. I think that the hardest part about being sick is dealing with judgment, because I've experienced both judgment from other people, and I've also judged myself a lot, and that might sound weird, but there are days when it's really difficult to not be super hard on myself for feeling like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not working hard enough, or being productive enough. And there's days when I really can't physically do anything. I just have to rest all day, and that just I like to be productive, so it's very, very humbling to have to just rest and accept that you can't do something. And then, I've received a lot of judgment from other people, like just strangers, when they find out that I don't have a normal job because I'm unable to work, and that can be a little frustrating to deal with at times. So things like that. People have accused me of faking my illnesses, which is also very frustrating because I don't know why somebody would want to fake an illness. I don't understand that personally. So just things like that. I think just judgment from others and then judgment on yourself, and like trying to not be really hard on yourself. Like that's the thing that I personally struggled with most in just this journey of having a chronic illness. What's your favorite Bible verse? Isaiah 61:3. Favorite verse of all time. That is my life verse. I love it. Go look it up if you want to. It's really, really good. Do you have a boyfriend? Nope. What are the most important qualities that you look for in a guy? I kind of went over this earlier, but just to reiterate, the most important quality to me is that he's a godly man, that he is pursuing God above everything else, that he loves God more than he loves me, and that he can lead in the relationship, that he can lead me spiritually, that he can lead, you know? So yeah, just the ability to lead and be a godly, God-centered man. I mean, there's a lot of other qualities too that I could list, but that's probably like the most important to me. Would you ever sing on a big talent show? So, fun fact, I was actually contacted by The Voice, and I was contacted by The Four, and if you guys haven't heard of those shows, they are two basically singing competitions, talent shows on TV, and at the time I had to decline the offer to, I think the offer was like to audition for the show, and I had to decline because that was when I was going through major health issues, and I could barely leave my house, let alone go be on some show. So that happened, which was super cool and super encouraging, but I don't think that, I just don't have any desire to be on one of those shows. But hey, who knows where the future will lead. I'm saying no for right now, but you never know. Alright, the last question that I'm going to share is a pretty fun one. It's just, what is your favorite superhero? And also, if you had one superpower, what would it be? I don't think I have a favorite superhero. I've seen all the Marvel movies, and I've seen the Avengers and all of that. I liked Iron Man a lot, Captain America. Those are probably my two favorites. Off the top of my head, I'd have to rewatch the movies. And then as far as a superpower, I think I would want to have maybe telekinesis or something, where I could just move things with my mind and I could be like Eleven from Stranger Things. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that's my final answer. Telekinesis. I just want to be on Stranger Things. Alright, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video, but thank you so much for sending in your questions, and I'll have to do more of these down the road. I really enjoy filming videos like this where they're just pretty chill and I can just hang out and chat with you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! I can't scoot in. Alright.